This is the Blackstone X02 Team skate sharpener. It uses a mini spinner. I'm going to show you where the spinner is. The spinner in here is a little gizmo that goes through and dresses the wheel. So you buy one for each radius of curvature, or if you want the flat bottom bead. And so it's about the diameter of a nickel here. That's what the size is. And it has a number on here that's 100/75. Sometimes these kind of got worn off, so you should almost get a little box to put them in. So when this is in here, you spin it up. There's a switch on the side, and then this is going to be turned over just for a second to kiss the wheel, and it's going to go through and dress this with the radius of hollow on here. And I'm going to show this with the cover off. Normally you have the cover on, so you've got to vacuum to pull the dust off. I'm going to show it with the cover off just to show what's going on. So this is spun up. You go through here. I'm just going to kiss the wheel. Right there. You can hear it spin up. Now what I've done is I've dressed this wheel. And these little wheels here, there's a belt in there, and so the RPM of this, according to the side, is 6,900 RPM. So if we got this and they bump up the speed, so the surface velocity in the edge is about what it needs to be. So it's here, it says 7,000 RPM. And they've got different type of hardness wheels on there. So you've got the surface velocity, the linear, equivalent to a big disc. You know, one of these, because you've got to go into the higher RPM. And that's really what you want for grinding, is what the surface velocity is. So if you want to change the radius of hollow, you undo this. And this has got I believe it's got a left-hand thread. Let me see here. Yeah, you unscrew this, turning it clockwise. And that's so it doesn't come undone. So you place the mini spinner on there. Then you put the cover on here like this, and I believe these are probably either metric or 1/4-20. Got to do it a little bit quicker. I haven't done this in a while. Have the wheel sticking out some. Make sure it doesn't touch. Then just for effect, I'm going to take an old time pair of CCMs with made in Canada with clear toques. These are carbon steel blades, so they'll look pretty cool. I'm not going to go into whether you should have the wheel turning skate going this or that way. That's another discussion. This actually rotates clockwise. So I'm going to put it in here like this. This is a 3D holder. So you've got up, down, and the pitch is this way. So you can take the skate and lift this up and down by turning both of these. You can tilt it this way or this way. And then you can also go through and pitch it this way for slight adjustments. You turn all three to lift it up and down. There's a mark on here. This holder is really nice. You put it on here like this, clamp it down, and you can adjust this to where it should clamp. And I'm going to take one pass. This is carbon steel, so it's going to go through and have nice spark pattern. So right now I'm going with the wheel. You can also go against the wheel. Probably is more aggressive. I like to go with the wheel for finishing touches here. You get a really nice cut on there. Now carbon steel like this, it tends to go through and machine real well. Got a real nice edge, and then you can go ahead and knock the burr off. Now, Most people don't use carbon steel blades in hockey anymore. They're kind of obsolete. But with this is actually coated with chrome. So if you use the side hone on here, you're going to cut through that, and you tend to make it rust. So you can just kiss this edge and knock the burr off. But if you sit there and grind a whole bunch, you're going to make towards some rusty areas. But that's barely got a burr on there. Nice edge. Here's some of the old toques. You can actually take these ones off. There's a little lollipop gizmo. There's two different types that are on here. And that's it with the Blackstone Team sharpener. This base here is, I believe it's aluminum. Let me take one of the lights off here. Magnet doesn't stick. So it's got a nice Teflon surface down here through here. So this tends to slide really well through here. Side of this says it's 2.8 amps. The Wisoda 911s, I think 3.2, and the old Wisoda S8 is 2.2 amps. So it's a moderate sized little machine. Again, you go ahead and replace the spinners here. If I can take these off quicker than I put them in. There's the spinners. There is a belt in here, like this, that goes in here. I think the mini spinners are about like, I want to say they're like 60 bucks, 65 bucks a piece. And that kisses the wheel. There's no chip in here like in the Sparks unit. You just go through here and dress the wheel, and then you sharpen it. So you just use them until they're, you think you're not really getting a good edge on there. So you've got this one here says, I think it says 5074. 6075, I believe, is what that is. It's got a little bearing in there that comes with the unit. So this has got the pixie dust, whatever, kind of like the Sparks unit. Goes through here and it kisses the wheel. So the radius of hollow or the flat bottom V is determined by this part here. Just like on the Sparks unit, you've got a different one. This is a little bit older system, but it's a really compact unit. I've really never had no problems with this. Used it on and off a few times, not as much as I should, but I really kind of like this unit. The holder here is really nice. Blackstone did a really good job on this holder. And me mastering how to take this on and off, they did it much quicker. The vacuum, there's a tube back right through here where you hook a vacuum on. I'm going to pull the unit out without bumping the tripod. Dropping stuff around. This is the tube you hook a vacuum up to pull out the dust on that. This is actually made in Canada. You may know what that's for. That's a gizmo to cut off hockey guards. You put them there, chop them off. That's from the Dark Ages. It's a back unit here. Hook a little vacuum up there if you want to. A little bit more cleaner. The base on here is really nice. I like this unit here with the Teflon coating. It's just smooth as silk to move this back and forth on here. So it's got a really good feel. You can get really feel the pressure on here when you're touching, going back and forth. It's got a really smooth action to it. Of course, like on the other units with Soda and Easy Sharp and Blackstone and Blade Master, it has some felt pad on here you can replace. You just slide this back and forth. Normally on a unit like this, If this is your unit, nobody else uses it, it'll stay right in the money. If somebody comes up and they want to mess with the knobs, then you got it to where it's like this, up and down. That's why you really need to do a test either on a skate that's a skate blade or something else before you sit there and do a couple cuts. You want to see where you are. You do have a difference in blade thickness. Some from, different brands of skate can be off a few thousandths of an inch. Figure skates, of course, are thicker. But this holder here is really nice. It's really well made. You adjust this on here so that it clamps down without going all the way over like I did earlier. That's the Blackstone X02 Team sharpener. There's an X01 too, but this is the X02. It uses the mini spinner. The bigger Blackstones use a bigger diameter spinner.